welcome to the show where it's wrestling with entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm of course your host, James J. Flying solo this week. But it was a good week for Wrestling Wit as we interviewed Dewey Robson on Tuesday, and then Nathan Hope on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews. Definitely go check those out if you haven't already. But always looking to the future. This upcoming Tuesday, we have Grizzly Mac. We talk about his relationship with friend of the show, Holden Albright. They trained together. We talked about his relationship with the royal family, a faction that he was in. We talk about his corn facts and the Sad Boy Violence Club. We talk about giving friendship bracelets to our tag team partners and a lot more. Definitely check that one out on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we have Brendan Gosh, also from Canada. We talk about his love for old school wrestling, bringing back the one-handed glove gimmick. Trying to look different than everybody else. We talk about a match with Austin Aries. We talk about a brutal cage match. We talk about golden pants as well. There's a lot to talk about and unpack in that one. Definitely a great conversation with Brendan as well. So definitely go check that one out on Wednesday. And then upcoming, we have Mike Biggs on the 21st, Adonis Allen on the 22nd, Chris Kendricks on the 27th, Dave Jameson on the 28th, and Leslie Lorenzo on the 29th. And then May 6th, we have Luke Powers. So keep in tune with Wrestling Wit for information on all of these interviews. Now that we're done putting ourselves over, we're never done, James. Pity the fool. Here with Mr. T, apparently. It's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. And going all the way back to last Monday, CM Punk dropped a pipe bomb promo. Kind of degrading Roman Reigns. I mean, obviously, they're in rivalry right now. Fantastic. Just great, one-upsmanship between, a Punk. Always a master. What caught everybody's eye was, him going after Pat McAfee and, Ari Emanuel, the president of TKO, and asking to lower prices. Whatever you want to believe, these are my personal opinions. I kind of feel like this wasn't just CM Punk speaking on behalf of CM Punk. This was CM Punk speaking on behalf of WWE towards TKO, because I mean there's not a lot of people that could cut that promo and not get in trouble and care about it as well. I mean, Punk, I don't want to say that he's untouchable in a scenario like this, but we all know that he'll be alright if he's not in WWE. So I personally believe that Triple H gave him a mic and told him, say whatever the hell you want, and he did, and, it might actually, did some good for WWE morale to actually hear their voices, mentioned in all of this. That being said, um, Pat McAfee did have a rebuttal the other day on SmackDown. Um, he lowered prices on WrestleMania, but only the night that he's gonna be on there, Saturday, not Sunday, Saturday. So yeah, this is like the weirdest build to a WrestleMania ever. Like, what are we doing? Oh, your WrestleMania isn't selling out because you're on it, and this WrestleMania isn't selling out because you're on it, and WrestleMania is just in general not selling out because tickets are too damn high, and the card is not worth going to. It's so bizarre, and yet here we are. Like, this would have never happened under Vince McMahon, but because we're on Russell WWE is under bigger stooges than Vince. Here we are with a clusterfuck of what the fuck when it comes to the build of our WrestleMania. Like, I really wish that this was just an occurrence and not necessarily a trend with WWE, but this is the second year that they kind of fucked their own WrestleMania. It seems like they're degrading WrestleMania's value in these last 2 years. I might talk about a little bit more about that in the preview of WrestleMania a little later, but let's kind of leave it at that. Um, we are coming up on WrestleMania, and after WrestleMania, there is the night after Mania, which is, known for call ups. Rumored call ups are JC Jane to the beat. Hey, you don't even have to move your feet. Um, Blake Monroe, Sol Ruka, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, and, Ricky Saints, I should say, and Joe Henry. Um, I feel like Henry is due at this point, and I would absolutely think that the best use of him would be in a tag team with Drew McIntyre. He's the power of positivity, and Drew McIntyre is the power of negativity. So let those two help each other out, and I think that that would be amazing. Um, I think Joe would be okay in WWE. He'll find his way, and he'll do what he needs to get on top. Um, Ethan is Ethan, and I mean he'll carve a path out for himself. Like he knows how to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, no doubt. So I don't really see a problem with him. I see. I would say that Ricky would maybe be best to stay on NXT right now. I don't feel like he has done enough time cooking at this point. I think he needs to cook a little bit more before they draw him on the main roster. Um, his stuff in NXT as of late has kind of been hit or miss. So I don't really want to draw him out onto the deep end until they get something solid underneath him to kind of build upon. Like Ethan and Rick, Ethan and Joe, like they very much know who they are and know how to capitalize on what they have. Think Ricky isn't in that same category. So again, I would give him some more time in NXT to kind of, um, like I said, cook. When it comes to the goals, I mean, Sol Ruka just strapped the rocket onto her ass, put her in the main event. I don't think anybody will have any objections to that. Sol is fantastic at what she does. She has banger matches. The promos could be a little bit better, but I think that she has enough charisma to carry her, honestly. So I mean, at this point, any roster, SmackDown or Raw that they put her on, she could make it work. Honestly, I think she'll be okay. Blake Monroe. That's a good question. She, it's kind of been hit or miss with Blake, just for the simple fact that when she's in there with people that know what they're doing, she can have bangers and she's good. But when it comes to leading a a rookie or somebody that's green, then it doesn't necessarily go too well for her. She can't necessarily lead well. And we get instances like the Dia Hale incident, or even having like a really sloppy match with Jada Parker as well. So who knows? Maybe actually being on the main roster would do her better, considering all of those girls are seasoned and know what they're doing. So I think that that would be better for her, honestly. And JC, honestly, I wish JC would stay on NXT. She does so well on there, and I feel like she would be lost in the mix if she was to go on her own in um WWE, whether that's Raw and SmackDown. I feel like JC needs somebody to play off of, or somebody to be around in order to strive. Like, I mean, she was in a Toxic Attraction, and when that fizzled out, she was in Fatal Influence. So, I mean, she knows how to work. She knows how to talk, and I gladly say that she had one of the better title runs of 2025, 2026. Like, she wrestled everybody, and it was just a classic, title run, heel title run, and it worked so well. Better than a lot of the other things that we've seen on WWE TV. So, I mean, if you give her an opportunity, she'll run with it. She's kind of like Chelsea Green, if I'm being honest. But you have to actually give her the opportunity. And whether she gets that opportunity, I don't know if they're going to give it to her. Um, it is rumored and innuendoed that Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes will be fighting Pat McAfee and Randy Orton at Backlash. I mean, might as well just do it at WrestleMania. I mean, nobody gives a fuck at this point. Like, they destroyed the main event of WrestleMania. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like Jelly Roll doesn't need to be in that position. Like, mid card, helping guys like Kit and working with Miz. I feel like that works better for him, honestly. Everybody kind of benefits. Um, we don't need, Cody Rhodes being sprinkled with the jelly sauce. that, that sounds so wrong in so many ways. And we don't need Cody sprinkling the stardust on Jelly Roll either. Pat McAfee, I mean, I like the guy. I think that he's a solid, when it comes to promos and, in ring ability, he's solid. But he doesn't need to be there in that position either. So I really wish that they would just kind of move away from all of this and just focus on what the people actually want to see. So it doesn't seem like that's what's happening. It seems like we're leading more towards oh, this match needs celebrities, so we're gonna have celebrities. So I'm not necessarily for it, if I'm being honest. Somebody else that's not for it is Alberto Del Rio, who was arrested for domestic violence. It's not necessarily looking good for him. This is not necessarily something new to him. Like, oh, no, like this is on par for him. It's a trend at this point. Hopefully his wife will get some justice and maybe get away from him, and Alberto will finally be put, you know, to rest at this point. I don't think that's the case because as many as domestic dispute issues as he had in the past, um, Mexico consistently books him. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to derail his career, derail his career at any point at this point. So, I mean, it is what it is, but maybe some jail time will actually do the guy some good. Probably not, though. Uh, it was announced that there was supposed to be MJF versus Nick Namek at one of I think it was one of the Maple Leaf shows. I don't know where if TNA was a part of the negotiations for that match, but when it was announced, it got shut down pretty fast. They pulled out Nick. So MJF is not wrestling him anymore. Obviously, it's a conflict of interest for TNA because TNA has a working relationship with WWE. Um, if Nick was planning this on his own, um, I feel like it's kind of stupid on his part to know that there's a working relationship with WWE and then accept a match with an AEW wrestler. Um, I think it's kind of dumb of whatever promotion, booked the match in the first place, thinking that he wasn't going to get in trouble for being in a position like that. And no, I understand where MGF is upset about it. It was announced, they were supposed to do the match, but it should have never come to that in the first place. Like whoever dealt with this on the TNA and the Booker standpoint, I feel it was just really dumb, honestly. They should have known better than what they actually was doing. Like the position that TNA's in, the position that AEW's in. Um, Somebody was not on their game on that one. Keeping up with AEW news, Kyle Fletcher, is injured. He's expected to miss a couple of months of action, was stripped of the uh, TNT Championship. Luckily, it doesn't seem like it's that bad of an injury. He'll be back by the ending of the year. But still, I mean, you're building a guy like Kyle Fletcher to be, a mainstay in your company, and then he gets injured. In like a pretty insignificant match against the Rascal. So, I mean, I could criticize AEW for, what they do and the way that they do it, but let's face it, they're not going to change. It just kind of is what it is. So, hopefully he gets better and he can reduce injuries in the future. So all the best to him. Um, Mercedes Monet, um, once held 13 titles, is now titleless. She did a tour to drop all her championships, and by God, she dropped most of them. She, I'll give credit where credit is due. I did not think that she was going to go back to any of these promotions. have a second match and actually drop the title to these independent girls. Yet she did. And she had matches, she dropped the titles, new champions were crowned. I only think like one or two of her titles were vacated out of 13. She could not put things together with the promotions to get her in to where she needed to be. No shade on anybody either way. Obviously she had intentions of going back. But yeah. Again, I'll give credit where credit is due. She said, I don't even think she said that she would go back. But she did go back, and she did have extra matches. She did actually drop the titles, so kudos to Mercedes. She has integrity. Now, swinging back to WWE news, there's four new signees. Um, we got Anya Rune, formerly known as Academia. We'll talk about that in a moment. Valentina Rossi, Notorious Mimi, and Fallon Gray have all been signed to WWE. Academia, friend of the show, first ever interview. We wore her first ever interview, I should say, and we had a follow up a couple of months back. So like, congratulations to Erica for getting contracted by WWE. Don't know about the name Anya Room, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Anya. She's on Evolve. She's killing it. So, um, honestly, congratulations. Love you, girl. Kill it. Um, I know Valentina Rossi, not necessarily familiar with her as a wrestler, so I can't really speak to her. Notorious Mimi was WWE prior, and then she got released, and now she came back. Um, I don't know how much she's improved that WWE was like, oh, well, we'll give this girl another shot, but I don't know. I feel like if you couldn't make it in the independent, um, the WWE, developmental, then I mean, you're kind of walking backwards at this point. I'm not. If she actually gets onto WWE TV, I'll be shocked. And Fallon Gray, from my neck of the woods, so she's from Arizona, actually. She's actually a pretty good hand, I would say. Very entertaining. She knows how to use her gimmick. I feel like if they give her an opportunity, that she'll actually do pretty well with it. Um, Promo wise, of course. So, we'll see what happens to her. But again, Academia, congratulations. Right. That will conclude our coverage of news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.